All right, here's that other video he was talking about, the straw that broke the camel's back. I can't wait. I can't wait. Here we go. Let's get to it right now.
Put my hands back on this guy because he put his hands on me.
No, you can't. This guy's a fucking idiot, man. I can't do this video. The other truck driver he went drinking with was smart. He took the hell off. He's like, nope.
Warning: the views expressed in this video are not meant to offend anybody. These videos have been collected from various platforms. We don't have any rights over these videos. These videos are my reactions and opinions. If you are really sensitive, this channel may not be meant for you.
What up? The long-awaited video. I don't know how long-awaited it'll be because I just released that video this morning, so it's the 12th today. I don't know when I'm actually going to put this out into the airwaves, but I'm on break right now, trying to get this load delivered. I'm 2 hours away, and the load is due in like 30 or so hours, 32 hours, something like that. It's by the time I stop,
on South Wrist Aerial Road.
Okay, thank you for that. I'm not that far away. So I just sent dispatch a message because I just tried to call the number and they're like,
just get to
email us
it.
here and blah blah. I'm like, can't you just tell me yes or no on the phone real quick? And of course, no. Nobody's answering the phone out there. So I'm not trying to sit for a whole day when I'm trying to get back home. So let me preface this by saying, if you don't know what this video entails, I explained everything in this video or this video. I don't know what side it's going to be on, but I explained that I'm quitting Prime. I give like the basic understanding of like what's been going through my head, what's been going on at home, and things that have slowly inched me towards not wanting to do OTR for a little while, to where we're at here. And this is the story that happened while I was at Salt Lake City. The cops were involved.
I knew it.
Of course, I'm not being fired because I didn't do anything wrong, but you guys
I
can
knew
be the
it.
judge of who's in the right or who's in the wrong here. There's a million different ways this could have went differently, okay? And I'm going to share what I believe should have been the way that it should have been. Everything should have been addressed, all right? As far as I'm concerned, I didn't do anything wrong.
Of course, you didn't think talking about,
Okay.
I ain't gonna say because I don't want my
So let's
video
start
pulled,
from the
was
top
wrong
here.
either.
We got done with training class a lot sooner than I had planned on. Okay, so I took another trainer out with me. We took an Uber, and we went to Red Rock Brewery out in Salt Lake City, in downtown Salt Lake City.
There comes
Had a couple
alcohol.
drinks, ate some food, swapped stories. We got along great, right? So we got on some scooters and we headed over to Dave & Buster's and we played some games. And then he had the idea like, hey, I wonder if these scooters will get us all the way to Salt Lake so we don't have to take an Uber. I'm like, he brought up the map to see like the coverage area, and it did in fact go to Salt Lake. So we rode at 8:30 at night. I think it was 19 degrees outside, all the way to Salt Lake Terminal from downtown, where the Dave & Buster's is in downtown Salt Lake City. We
That was
were
a little
downstairs.
weird,
We
but
picked up the same. It's dark. It's cold. I've lost motor function because of how fucking cold it is outside. We go to park the scooters right outside the employee gate. There's like this little nook right there. So we parked the scooters right in that little nook, out of the way. As I'm trying to do that, I can't see shit. I'm cold. Like I said, I've lost functionality. I'm a little buzzed, okay? I went to
There we
set
go.
the scooter up. Evidently, I fell. I don't remember actually falling over, but
Because you were
I
drunk.
fell over. There was a white Suburban trying to leave. They backed up and turned around and went inside, and they informed security that there's somebody outside the employee gate stumbling. And so I get back in the gate. Now by this time, the guy had gone out to eat and stuff with the other trainer that I was with that will be remained nameless. leaves me out there. Okay, he's not helping me or anything, and fucking just let me sit out there, right? Because I guess he saw what was going on and he didn't want to be involved. Like,
Just
so
smart
he
of
went
him.
inside. I finally catch up. I want to go inside. I want to get something to drink, and I want to go to the bathroom. I need to take a piss. They leave me alone, right? Security there at Prime Salt Lake Terminal leaves me alone, and they just watch. Okay, which is a great thing to do. You just watch. I'm not creating a scene. I'm
Make
literally
sure
just
there's a
trying to get
problem
some
or not.
water. I go to take a piss, and I go outside. One of the super cops in there follows me outside, and instead of like coming at me nonchalantly and saying some shit like, "Hey man, you all right? You know, I saw you took a tumble out there. Somebody said they saw you like stumbling. You know, we got you on camera that you might have fell over. Are you okay? Do you need help?" Like nothing, right? No empathy or anything like that. He comes out flexing nut.
How dare you!
Okay, like he's a badass, like he's an authoritarian figure, right? And he wants to come out and try to flex his nuts. Well, I'm not the type of person that you come at like that. All right.
Oh no, you're not, guy, man. Okay, let's go. I can't wait to see it.
So
Oh
he
man,
comes out and demands
bad news.
my truck number.
Mm-hmm.
So we exchange some words. It gets a little more and more hostile.
Yep, because you were probably a
At this
dick.
point in time, we're going to go into the safe assumption that he isn't under the influence of anything. Okay, that's what we're going to go into the assumption. He's at work right now. He's not allowed to drink or do anything else that's legal in Salt Lake while he's at work. All right. So it's safe to say that he has his head on right, and that he would know the proper way, especially if he was trained properly, to be a security personnel at a place. He's not a bouncer.
Number one, you have no idea what a head-on right is. Just watch. If no one knows what I'm talking, go watch some. Well, I think they were deleted, these videos, but if you go back and watch, you guys would just be dumbfounded at some of the stuff that comes out of his mouth that he thinks is right and wrong. But let's go on. I'm just shaking my head.
At a club, okay? He's the security officer at
Hmm.
the Prime Inc. Salt Lake Terminal.
Where you
Now,
work,
there's a
yep.
couple of them, but there was only two that I had to deal with that night.
Hmm.
We will assume that he is not under the influence. He is not a club bouncer trying to toss somebody out of the club for groping on a female. This is a person that literally only deals with maybe UPS delivery drivers, normal day-to-day in-house workers, and the occasional Prime driver that comes in for a class or needs some work done on his truck, okay? So he's not dealing with anything out of the ordinary, because in order to get into the facility, you would need a badge, which I had, and I have, and it works, and I'm able to get in and out of the facility. I'm off, okay? I'm allowed to drink because I'm off. I didn't drink anything on premises. I didn't bring any alcohol with me. Like, it's safe to say also, I'm buzzed, so, you know, I'm not in the right state of mind to... I'm obviously, when you hear the rest of the story, you'll know that I still had my head on straight, because I could have very well put my hands back on this guy because he put his hands on me. And
No, you can't. This guy's a fucking idiot, man. I can't do this video. I can't do it. I just can't do it. Eh, He thinks one, he's telling you how he's buzzed and this, that. Oh wait, no, but I was in the right frame of mind. And he thinks that he can now. If I wasn't buzzed or whatever, I would have put my hands on this guy because he put his hands on me. So he's one of these idiots that think that if a cop touches him, he can beat down on the cop because the cop touched him, dude. And you know, I said it before. I've said it to all my friends when we talked about this guy when his first round of bullshit happened. This guy is bad news. If you know him or meet him or see him, stay away from him. Don't go out hanging out with him. He's bad fucking news. I don't care how nice and likable he is. He's gonna be nothing but trouble. And here he is, nothing but trouble. That the other truck driver he went drinking with was smart. He took the hell off. He's like, nope, I'm fine. I don't remember falling over. What is you were drunk, dummy? And then, oh, I'm allowed to drink. I'm not working. I'm off duty. Yeah, stupid. But when you get to the terminal, you're at your job. If you had any fucking thing between those ears, take those dumbass red glasses off, you would understand you're at your job. You can't do that shit. Oh man, yeah. I don't know if I can listen to the rest of this.
and I'll get to that in a second. But we are exchanging words and shit, and he comes at me with hostileness. I don't know what the fucking word is. Like, he was hostile towards me, so obviously I'm already agitated. I just rode 15 fucking miles from downtown Salt Lake on a scooter, and I'm cold. I just wanted to smoke my vape, get my water, and go into my truck and go to sleep. Now, if he would have even just sat back and just watched, because I didn't give him any reason to be hostile towards me. He literally could have just came up and been like, "Are you all right, man? Do you need help back to your truck?" Like,
He could have just said, "Are you all right?" and held my hand and take me to the truck. Why don't you just be a man and he could have just said nothing. Does everybody have to help you and hold your hand? You're in down the terminal. Why would he ask you if you needed help and whatnot? Oh, because you were stumbling like a drunk. Ah, that's why. Okay. I forgot about that.
"Are you okay?" No, he didn't come at me like that. So he came at me with this hostile uh, aggressiveness, and that automatically set me off. So I'm agitated, okay? And it didn't help because he's a hard-headed dumbass that wasn't trained right, okay? So
You're a genius.
we start exchanging words and stuff, and it's eventual where he's like, we're standing in the parking lot at Salt Lake, okay? So we're on the concrete. Granted, it's like 8:30, 9 o'clock at night. There isn't a lot of traffic, but I don't want to be on the concrete, okay? I definitely don't want to be on the concrete. So I start walking towards the grass. I want to just get up over the curb and stay on the grassy area where there's a lot of dog shit, because even though there's bags there, nobody picks up after their fucking dogs in Salt Lake. So I'd much rather stay
Why does he want to be in the dog shit on the grass and in the concrete that's clean? Just makes no sense.
up in dog shit than be like having to possibly get hit by the yard dog or some shit. You know what I mean? I don't know if he's still rolling around there. I don't know what their hours are. I don't come. It's not like I work there. Like, I just come there when I need to do a class or I need to get some shit done. Well, as I'm going to walk up, he's like, "You're not coming inside." And I'm like, "Not fucking coming inside. I want to get off the concrete." He puts his fucking hand on my chest, and that's when shit went south. All right.
What'd you do?
Because
Whimper and cry?
Number one,
Don't touch me.
you don't put your hands on anybody.
You don't put
all
your
right?
hands
Ever.
on me.
Unless
Oh,
you're
that
welcome
is.
to get hands put back on you.
Yeah.
All right. So now that we understand that, and if you guys, I'm sure you guys could empathize with that. Somebody puts their hands on you, that's an open ticket for you to put your hands back on them, regardless.
Not if it's security and they're trying to keep you from going somewhere. That's where fucking people are dumb. So that you're the guy that tells the cop, "You can't touch me." No, I ain't under arrest. No, it doesn't matter. This is my right to smoke weed or drink and all this nonsense. He's security. He don't want you in that building. He's gonna put his hands on you to keep you out of the building. Oh my God. Huh.
This is a situation. There's no reason for him to put his hands on me. All right. The only reason why things were going hostile is because how he chose to address the situation. If he was the only one in the right state of mind at this point in time, he should have weighed out his options, came at it a little more amicably and professional. Instead, he came out thinking that he was hot shit, and it backfired on him. So I gave him one warning. I said, "You put your hands on me one more time." And I don't usually extend this gesture to many people, okay? But if you put your hands on me one more time, I'm breaking your fucking hand. I'm breaking something on you. Something's gonna get broken.
Yeah, you should have went to jail, right? I wish you would have called the cops and put you in jail.
Extended, but I literally told him something along those lines where I'm like, I was so fucking mad.
And he's saying he didn't. $100 says he got fired. He's threatening to beat up a security guard there, drunk off his ass. Oh, I quit. No, you're no longer eligible to drive for prime. You got
I
that
barely
talking
remember
to.
what I told him. I remember the moment that he
barely
touched my
remembers.
chest like this and tried to push me back. And then after that, like, I almost was like, blackout, nope, come back. Because in any sporting event, they don't ever see the first aggression, right? They always see the retaliation. And in this particular situation, I had some alcohol in my system. He didn't, right? So if anything did happen, it's his word against mine. But if his ass is all beat and mine's not, and they smell alcohol in my breath, it's obvious I just assaulted a prime person on prime property, and I would have just gotten in a lot of trouble. All right, so a lot more trouble than I am now, which I'm not in any trouble.
I haven't seen any security guards there that didn't look like they can't handle themselves. That's for sure. I don't know how big a guy this guy is, but yeah, he'll have his ass beat.
I got a scolding talking to, right? Because in this whole process, my fleet manager tries to call me, and we don't have a personal relationship. I stated that in my previous video. Again, I'm going to have it linked up here or over here or down in the description.
So it's 8, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night, whatever it is, and he's causing such a ruckus that his fleet manager is calling him, and he don't.
Where you can go back through and watch it. It's about 16 minutes and it explains everything. At the end of that video, I state that I don't have a personal relationship with my fleet manager. I trust him with my business. I trust him with keeping me busy, but we don't have a personal relationship. So him trying to call me to attempt to possibly talk me off of a ledge didn't do anything but agitate me even more, because after recent developments, some things that since that last video come out, I've had a lot of phone calls, and a lot of those people have had him as a fleet manager. Okay, so I'm learning a lot more shit.
There you go.
And
More,
that video
now he
didn't
goes
come out
fucking
soon, too.
spitting all over his truck again.
Well,
Dude,
after
quit
I'm
spitting
done
in your
with Prime,
truck,
my truck's
pig.
turned in and I have no ties with them anymore. But it's going to be more or less not how to dog him as a person, but what to look out for when you come to a mega carrier like Prime. When you're treated like crap at any other business and you come to Prime and you're basically trading in one set of problems for another set of problems. As far as I'm concerned,
No matters where you go, you're going to be a problem. You are the problem. This is the thing is, a lot of people do that. Oh, everywhere I go, these companies all suck because no, it's not them. It's you're the problem. You can't adapt. You can't, I don't want to say conform, but you can't, fit in. You can't change the way you are to work well with others. You need to put yourself inside a box, mail yourself to Siberia, and I don't know, maybe melt snow or something for a living.
you're in your best position coming here. I'm still standing by the fact that if you want to get your CDL for free and get paid to do it, come to Prime, do your year. It's forgiven. You want to work one more year, get your 2 years in, you can literally work wherever you want to after that. You'll have your experience. By that time, you'd make enough money that you'd probably buy your own truck. You know, if Prime decides to release the ability to do that again. So, my Prime driver calls me, my Prime fleet manager calls me, and he's like, trying to talk me off the ledge, and I'm like, dude, we aren't tight like this, man. I was like, you ever try to pull two fighting dogs apart? Anybody, any of you guys, have you ever tried to pull two fighting dogs apart? You'll most likely, chances are you're gonna get bit, or scratched, or something's gonna happen. You're gonna get hurt too. So just stay out of it. And I hung up on him. At this point, I'm like,
What a loose cannon.
it's obvious that they know my truck number. I'm just so upset at this point that
Yeah.
I'm literally just trying to keep my cool. Okay, like I don't want any kind of physical altercation. I literally just want to go back to my truck and go to sleep without these motherfuckers.
I don't want any physical altercation, but yet 2 seconds ago he's telling me how he's going to beat this guy up and put his hands on him. Don't put your hands.
I'm literally just trying to keep my cool, okay? Like, I don't want any kind of physical altercation. I literally just want to go back to my truck and go to sleep without these motherfuckers harassing me, okay? Because that's essentially what they're fucking doing. I had given them no reason at all
Giving him no reason.
to come out and be hostile like they did, okay? Because
Maybe
by this point, short
being
stuff
a
came out and
lousy
started
drunk.
like being the back end that really didn't want to get involved, but did, but had to, you know, in a way because, you know, I need backup, you know, or like, fuck, dude. So I go out. I'm like, can I just leave the premises? Are you gonna let me leave the premises? They opened the gate for me and let me leave the premises, and then they literally like followed me outside. Okay. By this time, they had already called the cops. The cops show up. And, you know, I sit down on the curb and I give the cops my side of the story and whatever. And it all boiled down to, hey, you know what, dude? If we walk you back to your truck, will you please go back to your truck? I go, dude, that never changed. That's where I wanted to go to begin with. If your fucking boy back here that put his hands on me wouldn't have just, if he would have just left me alone, or if he would have came at me in a more professional manner and like more empathetic, I would have very well gave in to whatever. But the fact that he came at me hostile, I keep wanting to say hostilely. The fact that he came at me with such hostility caused me to come off. Like, if you don't address any situation with hostility immediately out of the gate, it doesn't matter if you have authority or not, or you think you got authority. You don't, okay? You might have to write up a report. What the fuck happened differently that would have happened before? If anything, all of this shit wouldn't have happened at all if he would have just left me the fuck alone and watched me walk back to my truck, notate the truck number, and say, this happened, but nothing else happened. He came back to the truck, and he went to sleep. He didn't bother anybody. He came in, he got some water, he went to the bathroom, and then he went outside to his truck. That was it. That's where it had to end. That's where it could have ended, but it didn't. We had this whole fucking shebang, all this shit happening, right?
Okay, 100% I agree with you. Okay, you're right. He should have just boom, 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 but he didn't. So this is the way it should have played because it didn't. He came up to you hostile. Yes, you could get angry, you could get pissed, and you can think super cop, Brent a cop, whatever you want to call him. But what you should have done is just said, hey man, yeah, I'm just trying to get to my truck and I want to go to bed. Okay. And he could have talked to you, whatever, and you could have went there and done that. But instead you decide you don't want to be on the concrete for whatever reason. You don't want to get run over by a yard truck or whatever. You can't see them around. So you want to go on the grass, which you got smart with him when he was telling you to whatever. And you could have de-escalated the issue. Okay, if he came at you hot, you could have calmed it down and not fought back with him, and things would have just moved on because there would have been no point in him arguing with you. So it takes two to tango, my friend. Two to tango.
Because this motherfucker wasn't trained properly, all right? And it could have ended a lot worse. It could have ended up with...
We can say your mother didn't train you properly too, right? Because you're saying he was hostile. Well, you were hostile right back. If somebody comes at you all pissed off and yelling and mad, if you're nice to them, how can they keep being pissed off and mad? That's all I'm saying.
some people in jail or some people very hurt because of his improper training. Okay, you don't come at somebody with hostility right out the gate. It doesn't matter. Like the cop, one of the fat fucking cop, the fat cop. I don't know. Maybe you'll know who it is. Bro, you get paid PT, man. Go work out. Lose some weight. Stop. Like, you get paid to work out. There ain't no reason for. I'm sorry. Now, see,
I'm like,
I'm
like, why is he calling a cop fat? I mean, was this part of the problem? Did he step on you or what?
livid. So the fat cop starts talking shit, right? They're steadily talking shit behind me while we're walking to my truck. So I turn around and I'm like, hey, you guys want to keep this civil, or, you want to include me in the conversation that y'all are clearly talking about me for? Like, you want to keep the situation down, right? You don't
So you're trying to cause more problem.
Stop talking about me. I'm fucking right here. So the fat cop comes up and he starts trying to play bad cop. And he starts talking to me and shit about what's right and wrong. And I'm like, hey, hold on, let me stop you right there real quick, man, because I don't want you to have to waste your breath on me, because I'm not listening. But I would like you to listen to this just for a second. I was like, did I break any laws? And he started to try to continue his spiel. And I said, no, that's not what I asked you. It's a yes or no question.
He's a freaking
Did I break the law?
Sovereign citizen
Have
now.
I broken the law?
I'm not traveling.
I'm being civil. I'm talking to you guys.
You ain't think he's being
you guys
civil.
are literally agitating me, so I have reason to be upset, right? You
Drunks,
literally talked shit about me 2 seconds ago before I called you out. I'm like, I can't fucking hear you. Did I break the law? No. All right then. Back up and stop talking to me. I'm done talking to you. There ain't nothing you're gonna get out of me, and there ain't nothing I gotta say to you. So just shut up and get behind me. Like, I don't even want to see your face, man. Like, please, just get away from me, because now I'm feeling a little more agitated. Please back up. So he promptly stopped talking and he backed up, and then the other cop came up, the one that actually looked like he took his job seriously, and came up to me and was like, all right, Brent, all right, man, come on.
Like you take your job seriously,
okay,
drunk
right.
whenever you possibly
So
can
let's
be.
just get you back to your truck. Everybody will stop talking, and that'll be it. You can just, and I got up into the truck, and he looks at me and he's like, I know you know this, but I gotta tell you, you can't take your truck anywhere tonight. I was like, of course, dude, I'm not. Like, I literally had my keys in my hand. And I kept my eye contact with those super cops over there, the security guards, and I dropped them on the dashboard. Then I put my curtains up. I filmed a couple videos to myself to kind of remind myself of what happened throughout that night.
Because you're so drunk you ain't gonna remember.
Of course, I wake up the next morning, my fleet manager calls me, and he's like, you didn't break any rules. You didn't violate any policies. This isn't a terminatable offense, but we did have to write a report about it. So really the only people that know about this are now anyone that watches this video, my fleet manager, his operations manager, and security there at Salt Lake. So the
This
incident
guy's been
report was
written up a
written.
few.
He
Then
had
he's
gone through
been,
the incident report and saw the
yeah,
guy had mentioned he did need to put.
and they've been, and his fleet managers had to give him this talk several times. Child, man, I don't know. Exactly. That's why I say I feel sorry for his wife and his family because he's going to be a problem no matters where he goes. No matters where he goes, he's going to be a problem. He just doesn't. I don't know what is it, immaturity or something, but there's just.
His hands on me because I was threatening to go inside the building. So I'm like thinking to myself now, and I'm like, dude, what if I just shit or something? Would it have been acceptable for me to shit on the concrete in front of my truck? Like, am I not allowed to use the fucking bathroom to go in there? Like, I would literally be okay to go in there to just use the restroom, right? Like, or if I'm fucking hungry or something, like, I should be able and allowed to use the bathroom. Nobody's even inside anyways. I didn't even give them a reason to do all this shit to begin with, right? I didn't agitate anybody. I wasn't doing shit. They came at me with hostility. I feel like the security there in Salt Lake needs to have a total revamp of their hiring process so that this doesn't happen anymore. Now, granted, I'm a special breed. I don't like authoritative figures. I don't like authority, especially when they think that they're better than others. And that's clearly what this neckbeard motherfucker thought, is that he could just push.
Oh, I guarantee he's better than you, man. Because I mean, just oh my god. Oh hell no, never make it in the military as a cop, any of that. He's the typical I'm entitled. I should get everything handed to me. Nobody should do anything I don't want. Everything should be my way or the highway. God, this guy.
People around because he has this false sense of authority over people because he's security. No. Write your fucking report, sit at your little desk, and watch your cameras, dude. Shut up. Keep your mouth shut. And just stay where you're at. I don't give a fuck who you
Or you could have not been a child and we asked for your truck number. I don't care if you asked. I don't care if he came at you with fire breathing out of his throat. You could have just gave him your truck number. It would have all been done.
are. Cop or not. I didn't do anything wrong. There was no reason
Not.
for them to be like this to me. Okay? So
Um, you're on private property. What's wrong? I think they're allowed to ask you some questions.
if anybody was creating a fucking scene, it was the security people because none of this needed to happen. All right? I'm problematic. He wants to do the bare minimum. He doesn't want any kind of personal relationship with any of his drivers.
I'm problematic, so he doesn't want to have a relationship with me. You're problematic. Nobody wants a relationship with. Everyone wants you to hell out. No matters where you go, Stevenson, you're gone. Prime, you're gone. Swift, you're gone. Any of you're not going to mega carrier. I hope you keep your YouTube going because I want to watch a long list of trucking companies you end up going through, and they all are going to have their problem.
He wants to do the bare minimum so that he'll get his little 3% off the gross income. You know, that's all he wants. He doesn't want to have to deal with all the extra shit. But in reality, if he were to actually, and I brought this up to him before when I first had to go back on probation for training. I had to tell him, like, dude, it doesn't fucking hurt every once in a while to let somebody know that they're doing a good job. You know?
Yep, told you he needed a pat on the back.
And he even mentioned, oh yeah, I don't include that in my management style, but I can try. And I'm like, well, you're doing a great fucking job, dude. It's been.
It almost sounds like he has our fleet manager. It does. Yep. Yep. Because, yep.
Another 3 months and still nothing. The only time I hear from this motherfucker is when he wants to yell at me about something because his boss told him he needs to talk to me about something. They all got their hands in each other's pants and they're playing.
Our fleet manager don't yell at us, but we don't do nothing wrong. He's constantly in trouble. I mean, the fleet manager's operations has to tell the fleet to yell at him because he's being a dumbass. There's, like I said a couple months ago or whatever when I did that last video, he's not going to make it at Prime. He's not Prime material. I've told my buddies that on the phone, talking about him. When all that nonsense was going, he just ain't. He ain't. Exactly. He sounds like he's about 15, 16 years old, being a tough guy in the locker room.
With each other over there, man. They don't give a shit about the drivers, okay? You're just a truck number to them. That's what I feel like.
Wait, hold on. We're supposed to listen to this guy. He's the authority on working at Prime. You know, that freaking. Oh man. And this is why I do these reaction videos because you got clowns like this out there talking all this crap about how I'm such a fuck up. And now I'm leaving there, so don't go there. I mean, come on, man.
Choice now, right? Till the 7th. Just keep your head down, right? Don't fall in the
Yeah.
same traps that I did. You know,
There's no
don't try to be
traps.
yourself on YouTube. Stop sharing.
You're a moron and a child. Yes, don't do it. Okay. I would highly recommend do everything this guy didn't do. I mean, don't try to be yourself on YouTube. I do some pretty crazy stuff, and I've never once been talked to about it. You know why? Because I have this thing that it's in my head. It might shake and rattle around a little bit, but sometimes it tells me right from wrong. Okay. And if I were to ever do something on, for instance, this video, if I got a call from my fleet manager, hey, you know what? You were a little too harsh. We don't, can you, oh, no, video's gone. I'm not losing my job. I'm not pissing my fleet manager off. I'm not doing anything stupid to put my job in jeopardy for YouTube. All you YouTubers that are trying to make it and be YouTube only, I'm going to make my living on YouTube. Can't be both.
Who you work for unless you got, you're trying to be, you have to be one of these internet celebrity whores to make it at all, because there's always going to be somebody out to get you. There's always going to be somebody out there that's just trying to watch, and they want to see you fail. They want to see the fall of trucker
Or they're
duty.
going to know you failed
This ain't gonna do
because
nothing, man. I'm like a phoenix, man. I'm gonna
just for
rise from the
things.
fucking ashes as soon
Yeah.
as I turn this goddamn truck in, man. I've
Okay.
already
We'll
got a
see.
bunch of other shit lined up. I'm literally about to drop my hat. I've already thrown my hat into a couple of rings, but as soon as I really drop the hat, there's gonna be blood, right? Because all
Blood.
these people are desperate, especially in Houston, Texas. They're looking for CDL drivers, man. I'm gonna have my pick of the litter, and I'm gonna take y'all with me.
Just like
It doesn't end
just like
here at
this other
Prime,
driver
right?
I
It never
know
does. It
in
never will.
Houston, Texas, and
It didn't
guess where
end at
he's back
Stevens.
to?
It's not
Prime.
gonna end at the next OTR job I take. If I even take another OTR job. If I do, I'm for damn sure not going to be taking on any mega carriers.
Mhm.
Oh look, I don't want to be sitting on my ass in Kansas City for a day.
You take a
I'm
load
trying
that
to get
has so
home.
much time
I'm
on
trying
it
to get this
unless you
truck in
figure
order
it
so I can
out
get the fuck
first.
out of here. I want to
Why
go
would you
home.
take a load that has
I'm
that
done
much
with this
time on it?
OTR shit. I'm done with Prime. I'm done with their bullshit, and I'm sure they're done with mine. So
Yeah,
there's the
absolutely.
story. I
You're
don't
a
know what y'all
nightmare.
think about it. Quite frankly, I don't care what anybody else thinks about it,
No.
because I know that this could have been avoided a number of different ways. I
Mhm.
feel that if he would have just come at me with a little more empathy
You're gonna just keep
and a little
repeating
more
yourself.
professionalism, this could have been avoided. Anyways, remember, just ladies, love it, hate it, fucking rate it. Take care. I'll see you all another time.
Dude, you can't even understand what you're saying at the end of your video, for one. God damn, you're dumb.